I don't use the stairs anymore. Not because I'm scared of heights or because I'm lazy, but because I know now that the stairwell remembers me. The night it happened started normally. Too normally. I came home late, headphones in, brain half off, thinking about nothing important. The elevator in my building has always been unreliable, but that night the doors didn't even open. Just a small paper sign taped crookedly over the buttons. Out of order, use stairs. I remember feeling annoyed more than anything else. I pulled my headphones off and pushed open the stairwell door. The air inside felt wrong immediately. Not cold, not hot, just old. Like the air had been sitting there, waiting to be disturbed. The door closed behind me with a heavy sound that echoed longer than it should have. I stood there for a moment, listening. Nothing. So I just started climbing. At first, everything was normal. Concrete steps, metal railing, yellow lights humming quietly above. My footsteps echoed up and down the stairwell, and that echo was comforting. Proof that the space was empty. A few floors up, I realized the echo had changed. My steps still made sound, but it felt delayed, like the noise wasn't sure if it wanted to follow me. I slowed down, then stopped. The sound stopped too, like it should. That's when I felt it. That instinctive tightening in my chest. The feeling you get when you're being watched. Even though there's no reason for it, I turned around. Nothing was there. I told myself I was tired. I laughed quietly, mostly to hear my own voice. The sound died instantly, swallowed by the stairwell. I kept climbing. Somewhere along the way, the smell changed. Dust faded into something familiar, clean, comforting, laundry detergent, the exact one my mom uses. It hit me so suddenly I stopped breathing. That smell didn't belong here. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe someone had spilled something. Maybe it drifted from an open apartment door. But the higher I climbed, the stronger it became, like the stairwell was leading me towards something that felt like home. That was when I noticed the writing. Carved into the wall beside a landing, shallow and uneven, like someone had used whatever they had on their hand. Don't look down. I stared at it longer than I should have. My brain immediately tried to turn it into a joke, someone messing around, old graffiti, but my hands were sweating, and my heart was pounding. I stepped past it without looking down. Behind me, something moved. Not footsteps, not breathing. Just a shift, like the space itself had adjusted. I started climbing faster. The lights flickered as I passed beneath them, buzzing softly, dimming after I moved on. The stairwell behind me grew darker, and I had the sudden overwhelming feeling that if I stopped, it would close in. I reached the next landing and looked at the wall. The floor number was wrong. I knew how many flights I had climbed. I was certain. But the painted number didn't match. The paint around it looked scrubbed, like someone had tried to remove it and failed. Below the number, the wall was smeared. Fingerprints. Dozens of them. Some pressed flat, some dragged downward, some overlapping, as if many hands had reached for the same place at different times. The railing beside me creaked when I was a meter away from it. I felt pressure behind me, not a hand, not a breath. Just the undeniable awareness that something was close enough to feel. I didn't turn around, just kept climbing. My footsteps sounded softer now, muffled, like the stairwell was absorbing them. I focused on my breathing, trying not to panic, trying not to think about how long I'd been climbing. Then I heard my name, Sasmin. It wasn't spoken loudly, it wasn't shouted. It sounded like an echo that had been waiting a long time to reach me. I froze. Mom? I whispered, instantly regretting it. Silence. Then my name again. Closer, wrong. Not mispronounced, just empty. Like the word had no understanding behind it, like something had learned the shape of my name but not the meaning. The wall at my back felt warm when I leaned against it. Concrete should not feel warm. That's when I looked down. The stairs below me were no longer empty. They weren't full either. Instead, they were occupied. Shapes stood on the steps beneath me, half-formed, barely separate from the shadows. They didn't move. They didn't breathe. But I knew they were facing upward, facing me. I didn't scream. I couldn't. Every instinct told me to run. But another deeper instinct warned me that if I ran, they would follow. Not quickly, not loudly, just steadily, patiently. I climbed. The higher I went, the worse it felt. The air grew heavier, pressing against my ears, my chest. The stairwell felt narrower, like the walls had shifted closer together when I wasn't looking. Doors began to appear on the landings. They didn't match my building. The paint was wrong. The numbers were wrong. Some doors were cracked open just enough to show darkness inside. Others had light spilling out of them. One door whispered my name. Not fast, not slow. Listening. Another door then whispered my name. I stopped counting steps. Time stopped making sense. My legs burned, but I couldn't tell how long I'd been climbing. Every landing felt like the same one, rearranged slightly. Finally, I saw my floor, my door. Everything looked right. The carpet, the light, the familiar scuff mark on the wall. Relief hit me so hard my knees almost gave out. I ran the last few steps, reaching for the handle. It was then that I paused when grabbing the handle. The smell was wrong. It wasn't laundry detergent. Instead, it was something stale, something sealed away. I turned around. The stairwell behind me was dark, deeper than before, and from that darkness I felt it watching, waiting, not angry, not hungry. It was expectant. I opened my door and stepped inside. The moment it closed, the sounds of the stairwell vanished. My apartment felt normal, warm, safe. My mom was asleep. Everything was exactly as it should be. Though I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, the elevator worked again. I tried to convince myself it was a nightmare, stress, imagination. But sometimes when I walk past the stairwell door, I smell laundry detergent. Sometimes I hear my name. And sometimes when it's late at night, when the building is quiet, I swear I hear footsteps climbing. Slow, careful, patient. Like it knows I'll take them again someday, and it's willing to wait. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's pronounced JJ out.